believe. And I'm going to explain why he's devastated. Please watch this in its entirety because you don't want to miss this here. Because my sources have given me some information that you will going to knock your socks off. Folks, before I begin, please subscribe, like, share. All right? I definitely appreciate that there. We all know, okay? We've all seen that Netflix documentary. It was simply a great job. 50 cents gathered most of the people probably. All right? That girl Staple didn't get an excellent job of producing that show. And it's number one on Netflix. But don't think it's the last. And I'm going to explain to you why. There's much more. What you don't know, or probably don't remember, is that Diddy was in New York 11 days before he got arrested. Hello, Jed. Thank you for coming, my friend. 11 days. But Diddy didn't hire the videographer, the guy to do the video of him. He likes to be everything he does, even when he goes to the bathroom. He wants to be recorded. Oh my God, what is it with this guy? He's definitely mentally unstable. All right, but folks, he was there 11 days before, and the videographer, or whatever you want to call him, was filming him for 6 days. 6 days before he got arrested. What's that mean? That means there's an awful lot more on there. And 50 Cent and Netflix has that. Now, yesterday, I happened to have a meeting. I'm not going to tell you where, but the title, read my title, you can figure out where I was. It's up here on Sunset Boulevard. And my sources told me, oh, there's another one coming. And it's much more damaging to Diddy than the first one. So, folks, we're going to have to wait and see. But I wanted to share that information with you. Okay? So, Mark Anifilo, he's upset now with what Diddy said. Okay? Wait till he hears the rest of this. He is going to be very upset. Okay? Huh? But you know what, folks? I want to go back to the trial. They found Diddy when they arrested him. Bags of pink powder, which they suspect to be narcotics. During his arraignment on Tuesday, Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson told the federal judge they are currently testing all the bags found. All right, there was ecstasy, there was baby oil. He was getting ready for another freak off. Hello, ex-doodle. Thank you for coming. Yeah, can you imagine? Here it is. You know that you're going to be indicted, and you're going to have another freak out party before. Now, one of the things, the conversation he had, he thought he'd get bail. And of course, Mark Nifolo and his lawyer probably told him, don't worry, we'll get you bail. Okay? Oh, they forgot the violence. You see? They forgot the violence. Obviously, he didn't get bail. And he hasn't been out of prison since then. And I don't know how much longer he's going to be there. And, folks, all right? He stayed at a hotel in Manhattan ready to have a freak out party. And he's got a guy going around taking pictures of him. All right. You know what? Okay, I gotta read this to you. Like Puff's attorney Johnson also made it clear that the mogul was waiting potentially for his arrest and was expected to be on his best behavior. But since they potentially found drugs in his hotel room, prosecutors used that to argue that Diddy would continue breaking the law until he was detained by authorities. Agnifilo did not address the allegations during Combs' arraignment. You didn't hear him, see? He didn't address that. What's he going to say? Can't say they didn't find it. They found it. They have pictures of it. Everything. All right? Ex Doodle. Mark, thank you. Thank folks, I always try to come to you, all right? I come to you with respect, honor, and loyalty every time I come here. I wanted to share that with you. There is much, much, much more that 50 Cent and Netflix has. And that's what Diddy's worried about. And that's what Mark Agnifilo and the other lawyers should be very, very concerned of. You know, Diddy was the cheapest bastard. He had all this money and he didn't pay his people. He thought he was God to his people. All he had to do was pay that guy and he would have owned that. And there wouldn't have been a lot of money, a few $1,000s. But no, he thinks because he's Diddy, they should do it free. Well, I believe anybody who does any kind of work, they should be paid. And I hope you feel the same way. Okay? I'm doing great, Mark. Thank you. Very good today. Very happy. I'm happy every day I get another day on this earth, folks. You know? Uh, now Diddy and his family is going through Netflix for $1 billion. Why don't this guy is stupid? Is he really that stupid? He didn't pay this guy to film him. He didn't make a contract with this guy. So that guy owned that there. Huh? Greedy. Yeah. Sean Combs. Greedy Sean Combs. Greedy punk Diddy. Yeah, let's call him that there. Okay? This guy, he didn't pay his own people. He kept his brothers. You know why he didn't pay them? Because he didn't want them like Lil Rod, the guy, the other Kirk Burrows. You know why he didn't want to pay them? Because he didn't want them to become and have a lot of money and then they become powerful. He wanted to be the one powerful in his head. He was God. He's not God, folks. We all know who God is. And it sure ain't Diddy. Okay? So, you know, if you check on, Gene Deal said it again yesterday. Gene Deal saw the check for $1 million, paid to Kip. Kip showed him that. I think he said it was on 122nd Street. Okay? They were sitting on the steps over there. Okay? Gene Deal's been saying the same thing that I've been saying. And Gene Deal saw the check for $1 million for the unaliving of Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight. You know how easy it is to track that there? It's very simple. Even though kid took it, he cashed it or deposited it. I don't think you can go to the bank and cash a check like that there. All right? You can't go to a check cashing store and do it. All right? So who wrote that check? Did Diddy write it himself or one of his executives? What did they write on the check what it was for? Okay? Even though when you got the kind of money Diddy had, you're not writing checks for $1 million every day. It can't be that difficult to find it. All right? What about with every, not just Keefy D saying it, there's other people saying it. Gene Deal was with other people when they saw the check. So it had to exist. I believe Gene Deal. So it had to exist. What are the feds doing? Are they afraid? Are the feds afraid to bring more charges against Diddy? Are the states afraid to bring more charges? Because there's a lot of states that got them. Got other charges. They got, there's more information on just with the YouTube people that been on YouTube, which by the way, you put Trump in your in your title for a show, you will get less views than you get if you got Diddy in it. Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Agent Orange, there you are, buddy. Huh? Particularly how and all powerful God can permit both. Thank you, Jessica. Folks, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. All right, seriously, I appreciate it. Subscribe. Give me those likes. Come on. It don't cost no money at all. It's just not my channel alone, folks. I noticed that on other channels, people just don't hit that like button. All right, is it laziness? I don't know what it is. Okay? But you're here because you obviously must like me or you wouldn't be here. So they're going to sue for $1 billion. He's wasting his money. They got some other lawyers. Okay, and we're all hoping to get a big check from this act. And my check's only like maybe $150. I get 200, something like that. I don't get much, folks. Okay, I don't know what it takes to make money. All right, and I don't know what it takes to keep something in the algorithm. I don't even know what an algorithm is. All right, so I don't know. And you never know what's going to work, what's not going to work. But I keep coming out here and giving you constant and consistent content that's true, factual. I don't bullshit you. But look at all the people. Let's talk about Biggie Smalls. Okay? Gene Deal was right there. Gene, Biggie was not even wanted to come to Los Angeles. Not for nothing. He had the feeling something would go wrong. Diddy insisted he come. Then he was supposed to go from Los Angeles to London for a tour over in England. And Diddy stopped that. Then Diddy took his place on uh, the magazine there. Forgive me. Uh, I forgot the name of the magazine. The music man. Damn, what was it? I think it begins with a B, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, he took that away from him. He insisted that Biggie stay here. He canceled the flight, and then the next day, oh man, thank you, BM. BM hit that thanks button, gave me a super chat, $10. God bless you, my son. All right, I appreciate that there. Thank you. All right, Merry Christmas. And folks, say Merry Christmas to people. Not Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas it is to everybody. Okay? Let's make this a joyous one, a happy one. Okay? Why did I piss off the E? Who's E? Who is E? Explain. When you leave me a comment, folks, I don't understand all these terms that people use. Record it forever. And no matter what you do, it's recorded forever. All right? We got Atlanta, Georgia here. We got anybody from out of the country here today? Rolling Stones magazine. All right. Thank you, G. Dubuzz. Okay. All right. Don't count people and don't count other people's money. All right. Diddy still got a lot of money, folks. Don't worry about him. All right. Now, people are posting things that there's other federal indictments coming. There should be, but they're going to want to make sure they got rock solid information. Because if they bring them back to court, they know they got another circus they got to contend to. Thank you. Merry Christmas from the Isle of Harris. All right? I don't judge anybody, Mo. I don't judge anybody. Okay? Yeah, I had a good BM 42060. $10. Thank you, my friend. I hope everybody here has subscribed to my channel by now. Okay, I keep trying to come here and give you consistent information that I know of. Now, I just gave you some inside information. There's been speculation that he might do another one, but they got more. 50 cents in Netflix has so much more content that's crazy. It's crazy. Why do you think charges haven't been brought? KK, thank you for that question. That there is bugging the hell out of me. I can't figure out why. Where is KK? In my thinking, Diddy's got this propaganda machine, going over here. And I kind of feel that she's behind it. And if not, who is behind this? Now, you gotta remember, Diddy's the type of guy that loves to give orders, and tell other people what to do. Now, his business, he's still got offices and so forth. Speaking of offices, folks, why is Diddy always in a hotel in New York? I thought he had an apartment there. And did he not have? They had a place for him if he were to get bail. Well, but we don't hear about any parties at his apartment in New York. I'm just curious about that there. I'd like to know. Does anybody know? Please let me know. Okay? Oh, the KKK, you said, has nothing to do with this girl. I'm talking about Christina Corn. I'm sorry, I mistook you. Okay, I don't know anything about the KKK involvement in this here. All right, so I love the feeling of clean sheets. All right, people are texting me and all sorts of things are happening over here. You know, I normally go early in the morning, but you two told me I go over there. They says between 2 and 4 in the afternoon is when most people come on. And I'm looking at my numbers here, and my numbers seem to be about the same. All right. So I don't know what's the right time to come on here and do a show. But folks, okay, my sources tell me, and if you look in my title, the name of the company that my sources came from in my title. It wasn't 50 cents. And folks, don't think 50 cents is afraid of Diddy. One thing about 50 cents, he stood up to Jimmy Henchman. And he won in court, I believe. Now, he stood up against Jimmy. Jimmy Henchman was a real gangster. Okay? And what do I mean by it? He did real work. He made people unalive. No question about it. Himself, in the streets of New York, know it very well. So I still think Jimmy Henchman might know something. And does Gene Deal know more than what he's telling us? You know, Gene Deal's been out there for an awful long time. He's given everybody a lot of information. And now it's all coming out here. Now you're hearing it. You're seeing it with your own eyes. Everything that Gene Deal said. I'm surprised Netflix don't go to Gene Deal and give him a documentary to do. He deserves one. But you know, when you start asking people for too much money, when on things that they normally don't pay for, I tell you this: in Hollywood, they say goodbye. Okay, real quick. Who was Diddy's main girl? He had so many girls, and they all thought they were his main girl. How stupid were they? All of them. Because they're all hoping on the hope that he gave them. They're all hoping for that dream to come true. That Diddy's going to make that dream come true. But no, he didn't make anybody's dream come true. Didn't make Cassie's come true. Folks, if you haven't, I did a post yesterday doing pretty good. Very short. I said 50 cents has bigger cayunes. You know what cayunes are, okay? And that's balls in Italian. Than Diddy has. He's got, or bigger than King Kong, I said. Okay, so take a look at that there. You get a kick out of it. Uh, Side checks in hotel. Yeah. So, folks, listen. I don't want to keep you that long today. I wanted to come here, share this information with you. All right. So remember, that guy filmed Diddy for 6 days. You didn't get 6 days of filming in those four docuseries they did. Okay? So you know they have an awful lot more. That's what Diddy is afraid of. That's what he's thinking about while he's in Fort Dix, trying to manipulate, have his freakout parties at Fort Dix. Folks, I gotta run. You all have a blessed day. I want to thank you all for coming, and as usual, all my love and respect to each and every one of you. I'll be here tomorrow. Thank you. Have a great evening, folks.